Au revoir! Yeah! Oh! No!
No mai, haere mai, welcome to Taskmaster. My name's Jeremy Wells and I'm descended from a man named Giuseppe Wells, who invented the idea of giving things points. He raised a family of point givers who eventually produced me, the greatest point giver of them all. And thus, I was chosen to be the Taskmaster. We are just one episode away from finding out which of our 5 comedians will win this, a bust of my head made with asbestos and painted gold with 80% lead-free paint. Wow. But first, we have to find out who will win episode 9. So, let's get things started by introducing the comedians fighting for glory, or at least minimum embarrassment. It's Alice Nedden, Ree Thomasell, Jack Ansett, Jackie Van Beek, and Pax Asadi. And as always, to my left, he's the EA who's just okay. It's Paul Williams. What's the prize task tonight, Paul?
Great question, Jeremy. Tonight we've asked our contestants to bring in the thing that looks the most like them.
Okay. Bree, let's start with you. What's the thing that looks the most like you?
Well, Jeremy, I think we can all agree that matching DNA is very close. So I brought in my dad. I don't know about you, Jeremy. I think we look pretty close.
Did you just do this so you could make the show pay for your family member to come over from Australia by any chance?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Jackie, what did you bring in?
Jeremy, I was walking through a store a few weeks ago and came upon an object that literally took my breath away. It was like looking in the mirror. I can show you now. I mean, not only the physical form, I think, but also I do have a kind of emanating light that comes from my palms.
Yeah.
When people are around me, they say they see my head, you know, kind of glowing with ideas. And so I think spiritually and physically, the perfect match.
It does look like you would voice that character in an animated film.
Yeah.
Pax, what have you brought in?
Jeremy, baby, I really struggled with this prize task. I told my family I need to bring in something that looks like me, and my 8-year-old ran into her bedroom and she brought out her lion stuffed toy. And I thought she was bang on. And I said, can Daddy take that to the show? And she said, what will happen to it? And I said, well, if Daddy loses, which is highly likely, the other contestants will have to take it. And she said, no, Dad, I really would like it if you didn't, because that was a gift from Grandma. So I've brought in this. Yeah, I waited till she went to school and I stole it from her bedroom and...
So you're putting so little effort into the prize task now, Pax, that you're
Yeah.
outsourcing it to your kids.
Yeah. I do still think it resembles me quite closely.
Certainly hairy.
Sometimes the most obvious things are the best things. Sometimes, not in this case, but sometimes they are.
Alice, what did you bring in?
You know, I'm a tall person, I'm 5'10", gun to my head, 5'9". But I recently noticed that I'm out of proportion, so I'm all torso. Like, look at me on this chair right now. I'm like a head taller than everybody else. My legs are actually tiny, and my arms are actually pretty small, and my back's very wide. So naturally, I look like a frog. Oh. Just to get the point home, I've done a side-by-side. That is sexy. That is sexy.
That's very, yeah.
That's spot on.
Yeah.
Jack, what have you brought in?
I constantly get compared to this one person, like all the time. People are always like, oh my God, you look like this guy, right? And here he is. Yeah, we get it all the time. He's even here, let's bring him out. We get it all the time.
Holy hell.
It's uncanny.
Oh, speaking of all torso.
The resemblance is crazy.
I was so worried that you'd brought in David
Me
Bain.
too. I was terrified.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Alice, I'll be honest, he was not available.
I think we can get a few of the side-by-side comparisons. That's going to help me judge, to be honest.
Oh, no.
Can we have a look? Oh, here we go. OK, it's clear. Jack, 1 point.
He said he was a bit nervous about coming on the show because he's on his bulking off-season. So am I.
Pax, 2 points for you. There's a similarity there with the hairiness, but that's about where it stops. Now, Bree, that's freakily similar, but I think 3 points for you. 4 points for Jackie Van Beek.
Thank you.
Old and waxy, much like the
Waxy.
candelabra. And that's freaky, Alice. 5 points for Alice Sneddon. All right, I'm ready for the first task of the show, Paul.
You got it, Jeremy. Not too hot, not too cold. This task is just right.
Hi, Paul.
Hello, Bree.
Ooh, Goldilocks.
Goldilocks.
Paul. Do you like Goldilocks?
I always felt like she was a bit of a bitch to the three bears. Like, it's their house.
Yeah.
Pick the right one. The right one will have a bear in it.
Most bears found wins.
You get 1 guess per section.
You may not touch the items in any way.
Great. Okay, your time starts now.
Right, I'm ready to see some contestants try to find some bears, Paul.
It's Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear, and it's up to you to decide who is who. It's Alice, Bree, and Pax.
I feel like this bowl's too big, this bowl's too small, this one's just right. I think it's that one.
I'm gonna go this one.
Big boy.
Come on, Paul.
This is not the right porridge.
That feels like a bear.
There is a bear in the porridge. There is a bear in the porridge. It's a good batch.
Yeah, you like a little rolled oat, you little bitch.
That seems unnecessary.
Fair enough.
So where's the bear in this situation? In the upholstery?
Is there anything on the bottom?
Nothing on the bottom, I can see.
Let's go little guy.
That one.
I'm gonna go that one.
Paul?
There's no bear in the chair. The chair does not contain a bear.
Well, I'm going to pick that one because I can see the GoPro and I'm just hoping that is indicative of something.
That one.
This one.
There's no bear in the bed. The bed does not contain a bear. There is a bear in the bed.
Come on, Paul.
Can I not touch the items in any way, but...
Hope you feel really big.
Red book.
This middle one.
That one.
Shit.
There's no bear in here. The book does contain a bear.
Too small, too big, just right.
You're locking those?
Lock it in.
Them.
Let's go little guy.
Paul.
Say.
There is no bear in the shoes. The shoe contains a bear.
What hat would you wear if you were part of the Merry Men?
Gotta go feather.
I mean, fair enough. Could you do a jig for us, Paul?
It did make me merry.
Made me merry.
There, lock it in. Don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't touch me. That one.
That one.
This one. Sake.
The hat contains a bear.
I am the best person in the world.
In what?
Finding small toy bears.
Let's go with little guy.
That one.
Lock in the slipper.
There is a bear in the boot. There is a bear in the slipper. There is no bear in the boot.
We ended on a win, and what do we do when we end on a win, Paul?
Thank you, Pax.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Paul. The right one.
What?
The right one will have a bear in it.
Alice, just a wee bit too late figuring that out. That has to be frustrating.
That was excruciating. So often I would go into these tasks and go on with a good attitude, be light and breezy, read the thing, pay attention, everything will go all right. And then the minute I see Paul, I just go into a completely different zone.
Yeah. At one point you said to Paul, "You like a little rolled oat, you little bitch."
I'm just observing what I see in front of me.
So the three of you sort of went with the Pax Society strategy of just vibing it out.
Yeah.
It was real frustrating and...
You guys got so many beers, though, I feel.
Yeah, my vibes were good that day.
Well, at one point you thought you were the best person in the world.
Yeah. I still think that.
How do we go in terms of the amount of beers?
Bree, 2 out of 7. Alice, 1 out of 7. Pax, 5 out of 7.
Join us after the break for more frustrating last-minute realisations. For example, I could have picked anyone else to be my assistant, but now it's too late to do anything about it. I'll see you after this. Kia ora Arnold, welcome back to Taskmaster, the show that tricks its contestants with fiendish puzzles based on wildly complicated ideas, like left and right.
That's right, Jeremy. So far, we've asked 3 of our contestants to point to the right thing. Up next, it's Goldilocks and the one brunette.
Hold on, so pick the right one. Oh, see, I thought it was a clue, like the right one. Is it always the right one?
That is something that you would do. That is definitely something you would do. Pick the right one.
Could be a double bluff. Pick the right one. Well, I'm not going to do that, or am I?
I'm just going to commit, I reckon, and do all of the right ones.
I'm just going to go that one, actually.
Porridge contains a bear.
Okay, I'm just going to see if my theory is correct. I'm going to guess this chair. Yes! There's a bear!
There's a bear in the chair.
That's interesting. This one has staples all around. It has been quite tidily kind of stapled up. I'm going to go this one.
There is no bear in the chair.
I accuse this of having a bear in it.
The bear could be hidden anywhere. This is just a guess. This is a game for idiots.
Yes!
There is a bear in the bed.
I am a genius. I am a genius.
I'm going to go baby bear. Oh, man.
There is no bear in the bed. Sorry, Jackie.
The right book, the right book.
The World of the Children, because I love children.
Yes!
The book does not contain a bear.
I accuse these Doc Martens of having the bear in them.
So it's this one.
The shoes do not contain a bear.
OK, the issue I'm having is that there's no logic, OK? I'm somebody that kind of likes a pattern. I like a logic. There's no logic to where the bears are hidden. I mean, that one.
I accuse this cowboy hat.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
The hat contains a bear.
That one. I'm going this one.
Finally, this slipper.
Yes!
There is a bear in the boot.
Well, safe to say I nailed that, eh?
So what have I learnt? I've learnt that there's no logic, no thought's gone into the preparation of this task, clearly. It's a task for idiots.
So you figured it out, you then were immediately proven correct, and then you immediately chose the wrong chair.
Oh, I think I worked it out. And then I thought, it's a double bluff. And then I forgot to check the old theory of the right one. And I completely went from my mind, and I just went by spinning madly in a field.
Well, you said it yourself, this is a task for idiots. I'm scared to say this, Jack, but well done.
Oh, thank you.
That was
That's good. Good on you, man.
really good.
Yep.
I think the best thing to do is just nod and say thanks.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just, keeping a lid on it.
So let's have a look at the scoring then in terms of beers.
Jack, 7 out of 7. Jackie, 3 out of 7.
Not bad.
You should have got 7, but anyway.
So that means 1 point for Alice, 2 points for Bree, 3 points for Jackie, 4 points for Pax, and 5 points for Jack Ansett.
Okay. So how is the scoreboard looking, Paul?
Incredibly tight. 3 of them are on 6 with a 1 point lead on 7. Jackie Van Beek.
Should we do a series score update?
It's very tight between 4 of our contestants. And Pax is having a lot of fun.
I'm just happy to be here.
Out in first on 136, Jackie Van Beek.
Okay, I'm ready for another task, Paul.
Yes, sir. Our first task was simple, but this one is elementary, my dear Wells. Hello, Bree.
Paul Williams.
Hello, Jack.
No relation to Guy Williams?
No.
No.
How are you?
Sorry.
Ooh.
Detective.
It's a good look.
Right way?
Write and perform an original 1-minute scene to be included in an imagined musical.
About the life of Sherlock Holmes.
Your scene must include a musical number and focus on his early childhood.
And focus on his teenage years.
On his years at university.
On his life post-graduation.
On his later years and death. You have 1 hour. Okay, your time starts now.
You a big Sherlock Holmes fan?
No.
Like, was he a real person?
No.
This I like.
I look like Pakistani Gandalf.
Maybe his parents, one of them was having an affair and he was the one who cracked the case.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
So much better when he did it.
Watson, how could you deceive me? You dirty, dirty British piece of shit.
Pax, do you think a British Sherlock Holmes would say to Watson, also British, do you think that he would call him a dirty, dirty British piece of shit?
Well, in this imaginary world, Sherlock Holmes is Pakistani. And so he would, because, 300 years ago, they took us to their land to do work. And then they realized that was a bad idea because we have weak upper bodies and thin ankles.
Right, Paul, I am ready for Holmes, the musical.
Curtains up, light the lights, it's opening night. Act 1, here's his childhood through to his university days. It's Sherlock Holmes as performed by Bree, Jack and Jackie.
Oh, Mom and Dad, oh, I am sad, 'cause I just found out some bad information. I saw Dad with his golfing buddy Brad, but they were getting different types of hole-in-ones.
How dare you, son? I was on a run when I slipped and fell on top of my friend Brad.
I have proof. What say you to these photos of you and your friend Brad?
I'm sorry, son. That can't have been fun to find out this big secret about me.
Actually, Dad, it felt great and really gave me purpose in this world. 'Cause you were gay.
'Cause I was gay.
I found my way.
I found my way.
Found my way in this world because of you. 'Cause you were gay.
Looking out the window, it's a Tuesday. Stuck in my room, no friends to play. Pressure of the world on my shoulders. I don't wanna be a cop, mama already told us. I don't wanna be Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes. I wanna work in the mines and make a decent wage. I don't wanna be this almighty sage. I don't wanna be Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, called Sherlock Holmes. I just wanna be me.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, I am a university professor, waiting for Sherlock Holmes.
All right, Gov. How do you wish to waste my time today, then?
I read your exam.
Yeah?
Why do you answer every question with just another question?
That's a good question, Gov. He's right. I spend my life asking who, what, when, where, how. This is a turning point for me.
Go for it, Sherlock.
Now, I may not make class today, sir. In fact, I may not be back ever. But thanks, yeah?
What a journey through time.
Wow.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. So just to be clear, Bree, his father was having a gay love affair with his best friend called Brad.
Yeah, his golf buddy Brad, and he figured out he wanted to be a private investigator.
And he was snapped at a place called Gay Club.
Very popular back in the 80s.
So, Jack, you
Yes.
took over the teenage years, and just to be clear, Sherlock Holmes wanted to earn a decent wage working in some mines?
Yeah, man. It was Sherlock homeschooled, and
It was your classic reverse Billy Elliot.
yeah.
Why were you climbing through a window?
So I was escaping into the skies, and I said to Paul, I want you to make it that I'm flying through the sky, but I don't think they had the editing budget.
And then, Jackie, you were the only person who included dialogue in yours?
I was absolutely obsessed with musicals when I was younger. I would spend all of my school holidays like listening to the cassette tape of Annie and then stopping it and writing down the words, and then I'd perform the entire thing for my parents and their drunk friends.
I have to say, when I think of you, I think of musical theatre.
Do you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
When I think of you, I think of candles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into the second act of this musical, it's time for a quick intermission. So please go purchase an overpriced beverage, use the bathroom, and then return for your seats. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back to Taskmaster, the show that asks the question, what if you took something with the quality of poor high school musical and put it on the television? The answer? 6 seasons and counting, baby. All right, Paul, I'm ready for the grand conclusion of Sherlock Holmes the musical.
We've seen the classic story of Sherlock Holmes so far, raised by a gay father, pining for the mines and dropping out of university. Now it's time for the later years of Sherlock's life. It's Paxasadi and Alice Snedden.
Job, 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 job. I need a job, 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 job. I need a job, job. Why is it so hard for me post-university? Job, 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 job. I need a job, 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 job. I need a job, job. Watson, the officer will see you now. Job, 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 job. I hope he doesn't get my job. I guess it's just a life of self-employment and independent contracting for me.
Good afternoon, Holmes.
How are we feeling today?
Elementary question, Watson. I'm dying. I believe this paralysis didn't come on naturally. Someone, Watson, wants me dead. The clues were there all along, my good friend. Every time you checked my chart, the poison slowly doing its work, a jealousy filled your heart.
It's true I've always lived in your shadow, always the sidekick, never the star. But now I'm afraid to say, dear Sherlock, you've gone too far.
That's the cue to stop the music. Thank you.
I knew it was you, Watson. No one will believe you.
Oh, really? There's one thing you didn't count on, my friend.
What's that?
I'm actually a Kiwi bloke from New Zealand. And everyone will believe me, because everyone around the world loves and trusts New Zealanders for no particular reason. Like Taika Waititi and Stephen Adams, and for a while Jacinda, but then it went bad for her, kind of. I'm not sure why, it just did. No, Watson, don't. Oh, damn, oi. How did I not see that coming?
Alice, some great lyrics there. Job, 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 job. I need a job, job.
It's a catchy tune.
It is.
It's a really catchy tune. Job. I need a job. There's something in it.
I will also say, in Alice's defence, the camera crew were singing that song for 2 months.
Pax, it's not often that you see West End performers with the lyrics in their hand. I quite like the way you tried to make it relevant to a New Zealand audience. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, I thought, I knew that Kiwis sitting at home would see it. I wanted them to feel seen, so I made Sherlock Holmes from Gisborne.
Yeah, I didn't think that Sherlock Holmes' last words were going to be, oi, damn, oi. OK, so I've got a judge.
Just before you do that, though, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Job. I need a job.
Found my way.
I don't wanna be
I found my way.
Job.
So this is sort of the scene like One Day More in Les Mis.
It's only one day more. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, damn, oi.
OK, look, everybody was good, all right? I liked all of them. But 1 point for Alice. Someone's got to get 1 point, all right?
Never before, after receiving 1 point, has it been more relevant to say, job. I need a job.
2 points for Pax, maybe just bit off a few too many plot twists at the end. 3 points for Jack. Good song, catchy song.
Yes.
I couldn't quite understand why you were coming out of the window.
Because it was a metaphor for flying.
Jackie, 4 points for you. I like the spoken word part.
Thank you.
And then I got to say, very impressed with Bree. 5 points for Bree Thomas.
I didn't know I had it in me.
I am actually ready for another task now. I'd actually prefer it if this one didn't involve any singing, if we're OK.
I'll make some calls and see what I can do.
Hi, Paul.
Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Paul.
Hello, Bree.
I'm back for more.
Good. We need you to do all the tasks.
Yeah, so,
If you could just keep coming back.
OK.
How are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Not good.
What's wrong?
It's been a really hard 20 months.
20 months?
Get a former contestant to say the phrase,
Hippo on a log with a purple wizard hat on.
You cannot say any of the words on the blackboard. Got it?
You must let the contestants speak.
Every time you speak, you must start with the words Paul is holding on his cue cards.
fastest wins. Your time starts now.
How do I get hold of the former contestant for a start? The telephone.
It's an incredible piece of technology. You can basically talk to anyone, even if they're not immediately around you.
Oh, look at that. They're all here.
Who am I gonna pick?
I love all these people. News without Google account. I'm assuming that's the hippo.
That's the thing. How does that help me in any way?
Doesn't.
What have you been struggling with for the last 20 months?
Just life. You know, I just have so much darkness inside me.
All right, let's see our new contestants make some of the old contestants say some words.
Hip hip opotamus. It's Bree and Alice.
People say Brinley Stent and I look very similar.
Hello, Daisy.
Yes, but
Guy, it's Alice.
Guy, it's Alice.
Yes. Is this Guy Montgomery?
I think this is Matt
No,
Heath.
it's not Guy Montgomery, no.
This might be the wrong number.
Hello, Brinley speaking.
Hi, Brinley, it's Bree. Hey, kind of on the clock. I am currently doing a task.
Is this a part of it? That it's the wrong number?
It wasn't meant to be, no.
Okay, Nat, this is with all due respect. I don't think you're the man for the job.
I don't know what the job is, but if I'm not man for it, then...
No, oh, but now I feel bad. Okay, it, we're just gonna do it.
Yes, 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 yes. Find something to write down. First word is kind of like rhino, but it's not.
This is kind of like rhino, but it's not. Okay, hippo. Hippopotamus.
The second word is not off, it's...
On.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And then a really small word.
It.
Your first one. Yes, but that was correct.
Like a version of wood, what would you call that? You'd put it on the fire.
Log.
Yes.
Hippopotamus on a log.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's yeah.
Brinley, this is why I loved you.
Think of a joining word.
You'll order a burger and you'll say that.
Fries?
Oh, Jesus.
Squid.
Yes, yes, Brinley!
And then another single letter word, we've already used it. We're using it again.
Hippo on a log with a...
Yes, okay, great.
That's perfect. Now run through all the colours of the rainbow, but a basic rainbow.
Yellow, orange,
Green, blue, red,
purple.
Yes!
Yeah.
purple.
Yes, purple.
Purple.
Yes.
What do people say about Harry Potter? He's a what?
A turf. No, that's up J.K. Rowling. He's a wizard.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but also it's kind of like that.
What do you put on top of your head?
A hat.
Yes. Yeah.
And the opposite of off?
Is on.
Say the whole sentence again.
A hippopotamus
On a log with a
purple wizard cap.
Yes, it's kind of like that, but yes, Brinley, come on!
Perfect. Oh my God, Matt, I'm so sorry I was such a bitch at the beginning.
That's all good.
So first things first, Alice, do you think Guy Montgomery would have been better than Matt Heath at that task? Because, I mean, having scored both of them, I can honestly say yes, he would have been.
Actually, he was incredible. I know he's a friend of yours, so kind of just keep that in mind.
Did I hear you say the word purple there?
I cannot speak to what you have or have not heard.
She also said wood, which is also a banned word. But Bree also broke the rules by saying rhino.
I cannot speak to what you did or did not hear.
Well, let's call it there before we call another former Taskmaster contestant. I wonder if we can spot any other former contestants in the following ads. We'll see you after this. Kia ora anō. Welcome back to Taskmaster, where 5 comedians are competing to win a soft toy and 2 new flatmates. Where are we, Paul?
Our comedians were calling up former Taskmaster contestants with the hopes of getting them to say the phrase hippo on a log with a purple wizard hat on. We've seen Bree and Alice. Here's Jack and Pax.
I actually think I might go for someone that will have no idea who I am. Who's not going to know me?
I think probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, bud.
Hey, Josh, can you do something for me?
I'm just on turn on.
Yeah, but I know you're on.
He sounds busy.
I'm going to try Paul Ego.
Hello?
David, this is Pax.
Speaking.
Hey, Paul, it's Timmy here from the Coast Morning Show. How are you?
Hey.
I don't care that you just woke up. I really need you right now.
I'm going to ask you a question. All you have to do is give me an answer, okay?
What's a big old African animal in water?
It's big, it's grey.
Wow, hippopotamus.
Yes, but I turn the lights off and you turn them.
Oh,
That's but bigger, correct.
Complete this phrase, okay? Huzz.
hello.
Yes, yes, yes!
It's another word for a turd.
Hello.
That but bigger.
I'm gonna go to the pools. Something my mum.
Call my mum.
Don't call your mum. Yeah, no, not really.
This is sounding very legit, but you sound very much like Jack Anthony.
No, I'm not, Jack. NZ.
I'm gonna go to pools, something, my friends.
Fun with my friends.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna go to the pool, excited with my friends.
I think I called the wrong person.
Paul, nothing in the task says I can't reveal that it's Taskmaster. So let's just get through this.
Oh my God, you'll be on my birthday, so my head's not really in the game.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday, man.
I'm gonna go to the pool with my friends.
That but bigger.
I'm gonna go to the pool without my friends.
That's perfect.
What's next to be?
Yeah, stop, shut up, shut no.
What colour is Barney?
Purple.
Yes, it's kind of like that.
What is Gandalf?
Wizard.
No, not at all.
Witch.
If I put something on my head, I'm wearing a what?
Hat.
Correct. No, not at all.
Sometimes I turn the light off and sometimes I turn it
On.
Paul, now say all of that together.
If I want a log with a purple wizard hat on.
Yeah.
Put it all together.
A purple wizard hat on a purple hippopotamus log.
Yes, 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 but do it in order of what we started with. Hippo.
A purple wizard hat on a hippopotamus.
No.
Just gonna take that.
It's mine.
Pax, did you see the season where David Koreos was on Taskmaster?
Not only did I see the season, I'm friends with David Koreos and knew that it was a mistake from the beginning. We're two individuals where English was our second language.
When it comes to you guys, I don't think that's the issue.
Jack, why did you pretend to be Timmy from the Coast Morning Show?
I thought that he would be less likely to hang up if he thought that it was a game on live radio. Pretty clever, right?
He was doing a game, but on a TV show.
Yeah.
Why are we picking this apart?
I don't think you're comfortable in your own skin. I don't think you're comfortable in being who you are. I don't think you've found the real Jack
Jackie,
Ansett
you're
yet.
the one wearing a wig.
What are you talking about? How dare you?
That's her real hair.
That's her real hair,
That's
man.
her real
How
hair.
dare
Oh, I'm
you,
so
That's
sorry.
her real hair, Jack.
That is not okay, Jack.
I'm so sorry for presuming. Oh,
Right.
God.
I have been called old and waxy today, and now you accuse me of wearing a wig?
I'm sorry, it's just very shiny. I just...
Get on your knees and apologise, Jack, now.
Okay.
Do it. Get on your knees.
On your knees.
And apologise. Kiss her feet.
Don't touch my shoes!
I'm really happy this has overshadowed how shit I was.
Oh, Pax, we remember. We remember, mate. We
Well,
remember
hold
it all.
on, because there's one person left.
Calling in the army of Madeline Sami, it's Jackie Van Beek.
Hello.
Hi, Mads. It's Jackie.
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm really good, yes, but I'm on Taskmaster and I need you to help me out a little. Just say these words as I spell them. H-I-P-P-O.
Hippo.
That's but bigger.
Hippo.
That's perfect. O-N.
On.
Yes, but next one. A.
A.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but yep, we're going to keep moving on. L-O-G.
Log.
Yes. W-I-T-H.
With.
A. No, not at all, but yes, we are going to carry on. A.
A.
Exactly, it's kind of like that, but here we go. P-U-R-P-L-E.
Apple.
Yeah. W-I-Z-A-R-D.
Wizard.
That, but bigger voice even. This is so great. H-A-T.
Hat.
That's perfect. And lastly, O-N.
On.
Yes, but I couldn't have imagined anything better. That's it, and I'll give you a call later to catch up. Love you, bye. Nailed it.
Seeing someone spell out the words, such an obviously good strategy. I can't believe no one else thought of it.
I can't spell or else I would have done it.
I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but I did an undergrad BA at Victoria University, majoring in English, specialising in linguistics, so something
No,
like
that's
that.
definitely come up on the show before.
It has.
And also, Jackie, I don't have NCA level 2.
Okay, so how are we going to score this? Because
Well, times first.
yeah.
Bree, 14 minutes 58. But she did say one of the banished words. Alice, 5 minutes 48.
Ooh,
Okay.
whoa.
Very speedy. She did say 2 of the banished words. Jack, 16 minutes 40, and he said 1 of the banished words.
Oh, yeah.
Pax didn't complete the task. But he took 21 minutes and 9 seconds. So the time to beat is Alice's 5:48. Jackie took 3 minutes 57.
Wow.
And Jackie was the only person not to say 1 of the banished words.
Yeah, okay. So I think 1 point for everybody.
Okay.
Apart from Jackie Van Beek, 5 points.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it.
So join us after the break for the second to last live task of the season. And while you've got some time, why not call your friend and get them to say hippo on a log with a purple wizard hat on? How hard could that be? We'll see you in a moment. No mai, hoki mai. Welcome back to Taskmaster, the greatest show on this channel at this time in the history of the world. We're about to head into a live task, but first, I'd love a cheeky scoreboard update, Paul.
She's storming away with it with 16 points. It's Jackie Van Beek.
Would you all head up to the stage, please, for the live task? All right, what's happening here, Paul?
Jack Ansett, please read this task.
Okay. Fan your ping pong ball around the race track. First to cross the finish line wins. You may not touch your ball in any way. If your ball goes off course, Paul will place it back on the starting line.
What do you mean off course?
Like, do you see this course?
Yeah, but so you mean if it goes
If the ball
outside
goes
of the
off
thing.
it, then Paul will put it at the start.
Okay, are you ready? On your marks, get set.
Get out of it, Jackie Van Beek!
Oh! Oh, God.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh no!
Now's not the time to f it up, Jack.
Oh, Jackie, you cannot stand on the ramp. Don't stand on the ramp.
I forgot. Where'd my ball go? Oh, it's over here.
I forgot.
Oh! Oh! I now see why there's a bench.
Hey!
Bree,
How did that happen?
Oh.
I don't know how I ended up there.
I can't believe they're still going.
Okay, come on down, everyone, and we'll see who's getting the points. Okay, come and sit down. And let's score it, Paul.
a frantic race. Alice was last, 1 point. Bree, second to last, 2 points. Pax managed to go off the side of the ramp and leapfrog from last place into third place. 3 points for Pax, 4 points for Jackie, and 5 points for Jack Ansett.
Wow.
5, yep. That means the winner of episode 9 with 20 points is JVB Jackie Van Beek.
Congratulations, Jackie. Your dream has finally come true, assuming that you had incredibly specific dreams about the other contestants. Please, go and collect your prizes. One more episode down, and only one more to go. But what have we learned? Well, we've learned never to rely on David Correos. And we learned job, 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 job. But most importantly, we learned that Jackie Van Beek is the winner of episode 9.
For more Taskmaster, subscribe now.